Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, cause it's time for the After the Show podcast. Hit it. After the show. After the show.
After the show,
right,
coming to you, yo.
That's enough.
Yeah, the people have had enough.
That is enough.
There's so much spit on my microphone right
fun,
now.
though.
The most obnoxious intro ever. I love it.
Oh,
Makes you feel
man.
alive, Denny's.
Oh, yeah, we're back again.
Yes.
How did you guys think today went?
It went good, I think.
Yeah.
It was
fun.
flowing. It was fun. There was no like, this sucks. How do we get out of it?
Yeah.
Which we've had before.
Absolutely.
That is the worst. Is when you know you're in a turd. You know you're live on the air, and you know you need to get out of this turd.
Or you know you're trying to sell a turd.
Or just-
and you're
Yeah.
like, man, I don't believe in this turd.
Name that nut. No, actually, name that nut. Name that nut. I thought went well today. I thought that was
That's it. I quit as your lawyer. That's it.
I thought name that nut went really good.
Oh, thank you.
And you literally fucking nailed a nut off my tooth.
I saw it ricochet. when we had that
You
video.
got one right, which is the miracle.
It is.
I can't believe you got cashew right.
Are you guys nut fans? Do you like to eat nuts for a snack?
Yes.
I would say nuts are 25% of my diet.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
a
pretty
lot of
much.
nuts.
Yep, I eat nuts every day after work.
But do you get dirty with that blue diamond?
Yeah, sometimes they got a lot of salt in them.
Oh, I love the smoked almonds with all that salt.
The blue diamond ones, like, are those the ones coated in sugar?
They're
and
se-
oh yeah, they're
they
like.
have salt and vinegar.
That's what I was saying. They got a lot of salt on them.
How do you make a good thing for you not good for you?
Yeah.
That's it.
I can take any healthy thing and turn it into something completely unhealthy.
Panda handed me those blue diamond nuts, and he goes, "Hey, try these. These are great. You love to have nuts." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I usually like unsalted, like plain, basic, healthy nuts."
Yeah.
They're called blueberry pie almonds. Have you tried these?
no.
They are coated in so much sugar and so much artificial blueberry gunk. I'm like, you don't know me.
Now that's my kind of nut right there.
Ah, that's a bird nut.
Oh, I love when you eat nuts and you get the little remnants on your fingertips. Oh, that's the blue diamond kind of nut.
Maybe it's weird, but I never lick the off my fingers. I always wash my hands.
Oh, I always lick it.
I lick it, and I my favorite thing to lick, Cheeto dust.
Yeah, I was eating Cheetos the other day. That can be
Cheese powder's good.
horrific. Don't walk around your house without or licking your fingers off because you will get a cheater stain somewhere.
Cheater?
Cheater.
If you touch anything, it's over.
Cheater stain.
That's what we call it back in Lake Park.
Semen? What's a cheater stain?
Yeah.
A cheater
Oh, I
stain.
found a cheater stain in my back seat. I know I wasn't back there.
That's semen.
That's a cheater stain.
It'll stain your fingers. Your hands will be a different color.
They will.
Your favorite chip of all time. And I'm talking about
All right.
not just potato chip. You throw in Cheetos. You throw all of them in the mix. You
I
get
hear
only
ya.
one.
I always have to say Zapp's original salted
Yeah.
potato chip. They're thick, they're crunchy, they're all different shapes and sizes. Some are flapped over and extra crunchy. Oh, I love a crunchy, thick chip.
You get me the kind that's not just the regular.
Voodoo. I get you voodoo because you like voodoo. I don't know. In my old age, voodoo's too much for me.
Too powerful.
Yeah.
Voodoo, I love what you do because it is unbelievable. I've just housed a whole bag in under, I swear, 30 minutes. They're doing the same thing everyone else is doing. They're not filling up their bag all the way now.
Yeah,
It's
well,
bullshit.
they got bought by Utz.
Utz, which was their competitor, I believe.
It was their competitor for many years out of Pennsylvania. So Zapp's were out of Louisiana, and they were a Louisiana pride product, but now they're out of Pennsylvania. No wonder they're only filling the bag halfway.
Is Utz the chip they talk about on The Office? Because they're out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's so weird now that I think about it. It's the one chip that Jim has to get for Karen Filippelli. Is that the episode you're talking about?
Yeah, Denny, spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah. Season 3, guys.
You never watched The Office, did you?
Never.
Not your thing.
Not my thing. I tried a couple of times. I just didn't get it.
That was a weird show for me too because everybody. I mean, by the time I jumped onto it, I think it was in season 4 or 5. And everybody said it was the funniest show ever. If you watch the first season of that, it's a little bit of a weaning period.
And anytime you go into anything, I've got the funniest video to show you on YouTube. It always falls flat. Never say something's the funniest.
Yeah.
You just set yourself up for failure.
You're right.
They teach you that in radio.
Tomorrow's Name That Nut is going to be the funniest.
They teach you that. That was a lesson. Never oversell a bit before. That was one of those stupid radio.
It makes sense,
Just
though.
in life, you should always under-promise and
Over-deliver.
over-deliver.
Yep.
That way you don't make people upset.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the only way to do it.
Harness expectations.
We're being called out. It's not us chips from The Office. It's hers chips from The Office.
They have to go to a different vending machine. Oh, Suits is not his head. He watches that show, too.
Damn, we call ourselves fans, Denny's?
I know, right? I went to an Office trivia, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I mean, gosh, now that I think about it, it's probably been 8 years ago.
It's not Utz, it's Putz.
Damn. Voodoo chips are good, though. They make me sweaty.
I found the way to shut Virginia down. When she insults you, just back away from the microphone and don't say anything. Let it hang like a fart she just made. You're so dumb, bird. Just let it fly. Just let it go. Let the silence be your friend.
You can't. Anger will eat you alive. You can't. I know you're going to come back.
I do have a thing. I can't let silence go on too long.
Oh, no.
If there's people in the room and there's silence, I feel uncomfortable, and I just got to say some dumb shit.
And you're Italian. You got to clap back.
When I worked back at the golf course, there was a boss. I had to drive him to his car in the golf cart, and it was about a 3-minute drive, and I used to dread it.
He get driven from his office to his car?
Because it was such a long drive. So he'd be like, hey, Jason, you can drive me. He talked to us like that. Hey, can you drive me to the my car? I'm like, fuck, it's going to be 3 minutes.
What kind of car did he have?
I don't. It's shiny, had good air conditioning. I don't know about cars.
It was nice.
I'd imagine he'd made a good salary. He was the boss of a very fancy, and the whole time he would be driving, and he'd say one thing, and then it'd get silent, and then I would just say some shit. So, how's your health? My health's not good. Then we've done this weird. The silence makes me act so uncomfortable.
Oh, you can feel it on your neck.
I don't like it. I feel like I should be saying something. I've done it with Virginia.
Oh, so many times.
We'll be in the car together, and we haven't spoke for 4 minutes. Like, so Virginia, what do you think about Utz?
Fucking hate Utz. They ruin Zaps. Fuck Utz.
I wonder why humans are like that we just can't let it hang in the air like that.
Well, some people can. I feel like Kevin would not force a conversation. If it's quiet, in fact, Kevin would be the one I'm forcing the conversation with.
Yeah.
If you're sitting in a car with somebody, it's quiet, I would be the one saying, all right, something's off here.
If you were occupied and it was silence, Kevin would be fine with that. He would
Yes.
prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're just sitting in a car and no one's saying anything, I find that weird.
I do
Let's
too.
get a
Yeah,
conversation.
if you're working on something, I get it, quiet. But
yeah.
if you're in a car, especially for 30 minutes or something, and there's no, oh my god.
Well, you can always ask somebody their favorite whatever.
Food, sauce,
food,
movie.
cheese, whatever,
Song.
fruit.
But it is uncomfortable. Have you ever been stuck in a car ride with somebody you do not like? And
Yes.
you have to spend a good amount of... It's kind of like when you are stuck at the elevator here at work.
I had to ride the elevator with the building manager the other day, the one that hates us.
Yeah.
We rode from floor 5, which I don't know why. He was on the elevator when I got on it. Why is he on the elevator at 5 when I get on it?
So this has happened to me before with the building manager and his team.
Why is he on 5?
Well, sometimes they go down and they're checking the lights either on the outside of the elevator or in the elevator. They're checking the buttons. So I've ridden down and stopped at every floor all the way down to 1 with the building manager before.
And if you don't know, we have had a bit of a troubled past with the business manager.
That person doesn't like us either, but that's a different person. The business manager definitely doesn't like us. It's because of you and your direct deposit deficiencies.
I don't understand why. I don't want to get into direct deposit today.
Building manager hates us and business manager hates us.
Yeah.
Building manager hates us because of Virginia, I think. Been very lippy.
He won't even talk to us anymore.
I've actually tried to be nice and be very kind. And
Why?
Because I'm not a vindictive person
You
like
gotta
you.
ride
I
an
don't hold
elevator with
grudges
him.
like you.
No.
I'll try
that
to
guy
make-
does not deserve kindness.
I'll try to make small talk, and he'll look at you, and then he'll turn right back to what he's doing.
I try to make small.
And that's why he doesn't deserve kindness.
Well, that's why I don't do it. I don't humor him anymore.
In his defense, there's been some things said on the air by some people
And
that
off
were
the air.
I stand by those bold
That's
statements.
why he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
That's why.
Sorry, not sorry. He deliberately comes after us for stuff that he wouldn't come after other people for.
Remember when we dumped that bag of snakes on Kevin in his office?
Yeah.
That's where it all started. I was riding the elevator up. I didn't even know who he was yet. I'm holding a bag that's just hissing and moving. And he goes, "What's in the bag?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's a shit ton of snakes." And he literally escorted me out. I had to go in the back of the building and take up the other elevator.
You didn't know that was.
I didn't know he was the building manager yet.
That's what happened.
That was the first infraction.
You said it's a shit ton.
I was like, "It's a shit ton of snakes."
That's it. That's so funny. We are truly the moron twins.
Well, because I didn't know.
Because I brought Chewy up. We're not supposed to have any animals here, and I was riding the elevator with the building owner who owns, and I didn't know who that was.
He's above the building
even higher.
manager.
So here I am with Chewy. And I'm in the elevator. It's like, "Oh, you brought your dog to work, huh?" I have no idea who this guy is. I'm like, "Oh, yeah. I'm trying to hide from the building manager." Not
You're
realizing-
with the building owner.
Now I'm talking to the building owner.
We are a different level stupid.
We are.
Oh my crying.
my
That's so funny.
We both did that?
Yeah, it's rough.
That's my favorite line of the day. Shit ton of snakes.
Then we snuck him up and dumped him on Kevin.
So what animal are we bringing in next week?
I really want to make the return of Goat Week. Remember how much fun that was when we let those goats
Yeah.
loose in the sales department and all those goats were just running around?
That's when we were new here, and people are like, "Oh, KVJ, they have fun and games." Now
They're
like,
so cute.
They're
and they're
like, "No fucking ghosts." Shut the fuck up.
I think we did get put on a no goat order.
Guys, we can't. We're not even allowed on our balcony. Yeah, they have changed.
I could get on that balcony.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt it.
I know a guy.
We should do that bit. I mean, it's been thrown around where we hide something in the sales pit, and whoever finds it gets tickets to something big.
Why don't we hide a bag of shit ton of snakes?
Just a bag of snakes.
I suggested that bit to Kevin about putting some tickets in the sales department. He wasn't feeling it.
Well, because
I think it's a different time now.
Yeah, it is a different time now. It really is. It sucks that everybody's so soft and sensitive and
But that same team. That's
I know,
fun. That's
but-
camaraderie.
yeah.
some people are not on your team.
I hear you. I think majority would feel cool about
We
that.
would have to figure out who were doing it and then make sure that it was cool.
People
Like,
always ask, well, why don't you guys do as much crazy stuff as you used to at Wild 95.5? A couple reasons why. First of all, at Wild, we had a parking lot that was ground level. We could see everything, and it was the window of the studio and the parking lot was all encompassed. Everything was so easy. It was very turnkey to do.
we're now up on the 5th floor of a big professional office building with like lawyers and people that actually have like degrees on the wall and stuff. Like,
Wild was a legit radio station building.
Wild was legit wild.
Yes.
It was like the Wild West.
But
And
you're
you
right
guys had a lake.
Yeah, we had all kind of stuff that would support us doing crazy stuff.
We have a lake here.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't ever use it though.
There's no way.
We've been told we can't go in
Yeah.
it.
Well, it was the first week we were here. We tried to do a bit in the parking lot, and that was the first round with the building manager. And I was on the air, and I will openly admit I was on air bird. I was trying to get something out of him.
You're entertaining the people? Oh, you shouldn't do that, Bird.
I was trying to entertain the people, and I thought he was joking around with me, and then halfway
That guy
through-
don't joke.
No, I didn't know that because I didn't know who he
it was
was.
early.
And I realized when he wasn't saying anything, he was, basically
Scowling.
scowling. And then he told me, "You have to shut that shit down right now." That's when I'm like, all right, I don't think he likes our act.
That was the one where you were gonna get kicked off the platform, right?
We had such a nice, we were
It
gonna
was
go,
set up.
We were gonna go balls to the wall, and
What was the bit?
it was we had hired a
Karate.
some guy was gonna kick me, like do karate with me, and then kick me off of the balcony where I fall over. It was gonna be a great video. We had the whole thing set up with the people standing by.
Giant pad to land on.
Okay.
He was gonna be kicked off of a high, like he got kicked and then
Like a
flew.
stunt in a
Stunt
movie.
kick, yes.
Yeah, and we were selling it, and it was going to be a really fun thing. We were about to go live
Yeah.
on the air to the point where, hey, that's why we got to do it. That's why I kind of called the guy out on the air because I thought I was going to go live to do it, and he said, "You're not doing that."
Did you still do it?
No, I ended up.
Oh,
like kind of making fun of, not making fun of him, just trying to, why can't
He
we
shut it all down.
He shut it all down.
Started like unplugging stuff. He's like, you guys have to get out of here. And that was the first big confrontation.
And those people came from Port St. Lucie. They came at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it took them 2 hours to set it up.
Well, they had to set it up because it's a giant platform.
It's a
old
big
pad.
deal.
Yeah. A lot of moving parts.
Ryan G in the chat room said, Wild 95.5 building is so sketchy. I don't think anyone's arguing that.
Yeah, no, it was always sketchy. It's probably even more sketchy now because at least when we were there was a lot more employees. I think they fired a lot of people.
What do you think makes it sketchy, Ryan? Was it the fact that we had a live shootout in the parking lot during a show? Would that be considered sketchy? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I just drove by that building the other day. Just laid eyes on it.
One of my girlfriends works over there, and so I was supposed to give her something the other day, and she's like, "Don't come over here. Just don't come. You don't need to see this place." Like she's telling me, "Don't go."
I heard a rumor, and I don't know if this is real or not, that the cardboard cutout that was just of you and Kevin, the Kevin and Virginia cutout, I heard that there was a ceremony where they burned it there. I'm not even kidding, man. I don't know if that's fact. I don't know if that's fiction. But that's the word on the street.
That's funny.
Yeah. Jeez.
And they said it wouldn't burn.
No matter how hard they tried.
The eyes just glowed red.
They just saw Kevin's beady eyes, and they just heard Virginia's witch laugh.
In the
And
background.
refused to burn. I love that.
You want to read some emails?
Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, this one is from Justin. It says, "Hey, Jay Bird. When you and Lenny get super stoned, you need to watch a documentary on Netflix called Rats. It's a documentary made by Morgan Spurlock, the Super Size Me guy. It's all about the rat problems from New York and New Orleans and other towns. It's super creepy."
All right.
Yeah, I would absolutely.
Rats.
I try to watch the stuff that people suggest. Unlike Virginia, I will watch some of the stuff. I know I haven't watched everything people suggested, but please keep sending me. I am always looking for new shit to watch.
And those docuseries are always those are the ones I enjoy the most.
Me too. I love a documentary.
Yeah, me too.
He goes on to say, also, when is your bitch ass going to do the White Claw challenge? You drink one claw every 30 minutes until the box of 12 is gone.
I put that down for an
Yeah, it was one of
idea
the
this
suggested
morning.
ideas.
I hope you heard your shout out, Justin.
I think that you should maybe wait till the end of the week.
Friday.
Friday, if we're going to do some claws.
I agree.
I imagine. Have you had the claw?
I have not.
I wonder how it hits you.
I've gone to buy it, I think, 3
It
times
hits you
now.
right in the dick, apparently.
Well, so my wife Jen's into the carbonated water.
the seltzer.
The seltzer.
The hard seltzer, as they're selling it.
I mean, I took a sip. I mean, I can see why people love it.
Is that the new term?
It's hard
hard
seltzer.
seltzer.
Yeah.
That is, it's farm to table seltzer, basically. Basically. Farm to table was such the buzzword 2 years ago.
Denny's is drinking a LaCroix. That's just a virgin claw.
This motherfucker over here, I go to his house, so dehydrated. Like, Denny's, please, you got something to drink? Yeah, I got some soda for you. I'm like, oh, great. I think it's Sprite. It's fucking tonic water. That is the worst shit on the planet. Don't you ever do that to me again.
I know. I'm hardcore. I drink the flavorless one.
Ooh, you are bald.
I love seltzer.
Would you ever put fruit in it?
Oh, yeah. So at the house, I'll usually combine it. I'll do like a 60-40 ratio of like fruit juice, and then you get sparkling fruit juice is pretty solid.
LaCroix is the worst horse shit on the market.
I make Jason drink it every now and then just to taste how awful
You have
it
to
is.
say that, though. You're the soda king.
No,
He hates it.
I'm being 9,000% honest when I say LaCroix is the fucking devil,
Well,
and
so-
it should be taken off the market.
LaCroix puts a hint of flavor in there, and oh my gosh, it makes you wince.
I have a girlfriend that mixes vodka with it, and I'm like, what are you doing? Just drink it straight.
Yeah,
Drink
I
the
mean-
vodka straight. I mean, what are you doing? You're adding flavorless bubbles of pain to your drink.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
She thinks that, it's healthy, it's LaCroix, it's farm to table.
Ugh. It makes your vodka taste shitty.
Yeah. Also, a thing not to be confused with healthy, because it does have natural flavors in there. Given I know they're derived from natural ingredients, but that's still artificial.
Right.
It's created. So I mean, that's why I do the plank ones, the ones with no flavor.
I'm afraid to even bring this up. Some vegan, imagine this, they were oversensitive on Twitter. They're calling me out for being a shitty vegan during my 2 weeks. Jason goes vegan for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden he fucking thinks he knows what he's talking about. Hashtag, shut the fuck up, Jason. What have I said?
I gotta go like that comment.
What have I said on the vegan tip that was wrong? I even said, what did I say that was wrong? Nothing. Crickets.
Well, I don't think you said anything that was wrong. You said you're trying to learn and you're
Yeah.
in it just like everybody else.
I think what it was I went in on the vegan cheese,
Screw that girl.
and I said the
Vegan
vegan
cheese is rough,
cheese
though.
is
It's rough.
nasty.
it's like LaCroix. It's terrible.
It's not there yet.
It tastes like wax and a yoga mat.
It ain't there yet. And the only time I ever do anything vegan is when I'm trying to go on like a little bit of a crash diet to get a little pounds down. It's not like I'm like, get some fucking vegan
Yeah.
meat chops.
Well, we did that challenge for 1 month, and I learned a lot about veganism in that 1 month. Just because you're forced to, it limits a lot of the stuff you can get out in public. A lot of it's homemade.
But it's odd though. It's one of those topics. Anytime, whether it's on the Weird and Whatever, the After the Show podcast, or regular KVJ, you bring up anything vegan, it pisses people off, and it turns political for some reason.
It does.
and I don't know why.
I think beef is political. I think like
It must be.
It's gotta be.
meat is political. I don't know which party it's
Sure.
affiliated with. But
I wouldn't even.
Probably just lobbyism.
Yeah,
Let's
Yeah.
see here.
But I think too, people think you're trying to push an agenda. Oh, don't eat meat. No, it's got nothing to do with that.
you don't care what anybody does.
Well,
give a
so
shit.
and
you
I'm sure,
barely care what you do.
Thank you, Virginia. Well, again, one of the nicest things you ever said to me.
and I'm sure this is like semi-common and all, but like anytime something that's a commodity to America where we make money, beef, corn, stuff in that nature, anything that we consider a commodity, if it goes down in any percentage, like this plant-based meats are now big.
They're hurting beef.
They're hurting beef. The lobbyists are going to get incredibly vocal about this. In
Smear
fact,
campaigns.
and the way they do it now is they go on forums and they bash. They immediately call somebody out for a political thing to get it fired up against it, to kind of skew the lines between what the actual issue is. And it's a lot of it's lobbyism, man. The lobbyists are the root of almost all evil, I feel like, as far as
Crazy.
free enterprise America goes.
Dirty hippie Denny's
I
giving
know.
us his theories again.
Look into lobbyism, though, like how many people use it to push their agenda, especially, I mean, I even hate to say, like, the Food and Drug Administration.
Oh, Denny's. I can hear him typing.
I'm just saying, if people are making money and it's a foundation of how we make money here in America, it's just, if it loses money, that's the one thing that makes people pissed.
Thank you. And they'll put those lobbyists out there to go keep their money safe.
Absolutely. They'll fire up the public, and then they're doing their work for them. All they have to do is plant the seed.
Anytime you have money a part of anything and humans involved.
Corruption.
Whether it's going to be sports, whether it's going to be education, anything like that.
You're never going to know the truth. It's always going to be somebody's pockets it's tied
Someone's
to.
always going to figure out a way to beat the system and beat you down and steal from you without you knowing.
Absolutely.
It's always going to happen.
Well, just like we were talking with the person sending boob pics. That's a scam. Somebody found a way to make money doing that.
So is the boob scam, is that really to try to force guys into getting blackmailed?
I don't know. My
I don't
friend
know
sent me
about-
pictures of it. So here's what he got. Go ahead and look at those pictures. And that's what he got. Unsolicited. It's a hot chick.
Yeah, she's really hot. Just visiting the older sis here in Pompano, but she's been going to her boyfriend's apartment every night, only out here till the 20th, then I fly back home to Greensburg, just looking for some fun. And she's got her titties hanging out, looking all kinds of hot. She's got a mermaid necklace. Fuck, I would totally fall for that.
What are you wearing?
Right?
Yeah, but you wonder, like, the same thing is, do you click it, and then do they get a credit for that click? Now they're, because a lot of these people, especially like streamers or the porn streamers, they get points for clicks. So if they can pull you in, they get a credit for that.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a big shift with the porn industry and just sex workers in general. I know we've briefly touched upon this a bit. I'm just seeing so much literature about how they want health benefits if you're in porn, or if you're a prostitute, you want health benefits. And it's their whole mission statement is, finally our voice is going to be heard. We work just as hard as anybody else. We should be compensated. We should have health benefits. What are your thoughts on that?
Fascinating.
I don't think you're going to hear
I
about
don't know. I don't know how I feel. I have to think about
Does
it.
sex worker fall into like cam people as well?
I think
anything that involves.
I think you're going to see anything that involves any kind of sexual. They call themselves sex workers, and I think the umbrella is very, very big. Of
Gotcha.
I think you go under prostitution to webcam.
The umbrella ain't the only thing that's big.
Oh,
You're right. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I think everybody deserves to have health care.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't
Drug
know.
dealers? Drug dealer, very nice drug dealer.
I think every human deserves to have health care, but I mean, it's going to cost. I don't think every human deserves free health care.
Well, I don't think they're fighting for free health care. I think they're just fighting for. Look, I mean, if you're a prostitute right now, you don't have benefits being under. I don't even know. Does the Bunny
Or a
Ranch
401k.
have that? Yeah, does the Bunny Ranch have stuff like
Can't
that?
anybody go sign up for like Florida Blue if you don't have health insurance?
But I think they're talking about they want with like you know how we have our job and we've got
subsidized
insurance with our company.
Right, and
That's
they
what
pay
they're-
for half of it.
Yes.
So who would pay for half of it? You porn?
Whoever the company is, whatever, however all that works.
I also believe in personal responsibility, and I don't think that, someone who is an employee of a company, if they are not providing a big, huge revenue source for that company, they cannot make big, huge demands on that company to support them financially because if you're talking about a small business, they simply can't afford it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying and what Grant is saying. I think everyone deserves health care.
I
Everybody
agree.
deserves
Everyone
it.
deserves health
They
care.
deserve a right to get it, but I think people have to have personal responsibility
Yes.
and cover at least some of the cost of
Well,
that.
if you're
Yeah.
a sex worker and you're going out there and having sex and you're not being responsible and you are getting diseases and you're spreading it, now that this is a health risk.
Yeah.
They need it more than anybody.
Absolutely.
But you're being negligent with what you're asking for health insurance and your purpose. It's the same stuff they get with smokers. If you smoke, you're putting your health at risk. So why are you paying for that?
You see why that's a gray area.
All right, let's stop talking about grown-up stuff, please.
I tried to start it fun with sex talk.
Let's go back to some emails. Okay, this one is from Clarita, and it says, "Hey guys, have Jaybird do the dirt of the day, have Virginia do the joke jury, and have Denise do the whacked out news."
Well,
He is.
Denise always does the whacked out
Yeah,
news.
I do Kevin's whacked out news. I just pull his old stuff.
Are we good for joke jury tomorrow?
We are.
I was talking to Virginia.
Oh, let's turn it. Let's
You'd
turn
be
it.
so annoyed if you don't write
Oh my
5
gosh,
jokes.
if I had to write 5 jokes, that'd be awful.
We have other bits we have to work on for tomorrow. It's too much for my lawyer.
Yeah.
And I think, we're trying to keep the things that we do well, like in our lane. I think throwing you the dirt would just probably not be the best.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be so much chaos in other areas.
We can maybe do a dirt story on Friday if the witch wants to give up the dirt. But I get why she does it. She's scared because I might nail it. And I
You
get
might
that.
come in and do better.
I understand.
All right, this email is from Sooty. Sooty, Suddie. And it says, "Hey guys, good morning. I work for Palm Beach County Schools. I work at an elementary in Boca. I am a school food service worker. And yes, Jay Bird, we do make our food with love. I love the song that you guys did this morning. It was freaking hilarious. How can I get a copy of it? The Unsung School Hero Jam."
Got to work on that title.
It's hard to
It's a working
say.
title.
We will put it up online. It'll
Yeah.
be easy. I believe it's already up on SoundCloud. But
It is, but we'll reinstitute it back
Put a
up on
link up,
all
yeah.
the soch.
And thank you for the kind words.
Yeah. Thank you, Clarita and Sooty. And then the final email here is for Orlando Oscar. It's his birthday. Oscar living in Orlando. Much love. Happy birthday from your Okeechobee princess.
Ow. Okay, an Okeechobee princess. What's that?
She likes to go mudding.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, getting dirty.
You ever date like a mudding chick, one of those tough chicks?
Well, so Stewart's a weird area because it's half. I guess all right, let's break this into even deeper fractions. It's like 1/4 preppy, 1/4 surfer, 1/4 jock, and 1/4 hick.
Okay.
Do they cross the streams ever?
You get a very, very little crossover, but mainly it was pretty much at least through the high school years and into. I'm sure everything's blended now, but back then it was very strict. You had like each demographic of person. So you had your preppy friends, your surfer friends. There wasn't really too much hangover at the time. But so the country girls were the South Fork, so that was kind of like a prize to go after, like a South Fork chick.
Okay, so how do you handle this? You come home one day from work, and Jen, you notice your wife, she's starting to make some changes. She's starting to dip a little bit. She's wearing a lot of camo. She's getting a little tougher.
We don't mean dip like dip on you. We mean like she's doing skull.
She doesn't
doing-
put her hand on her hip and do the dip.
No,
No.
she's legit
Yeah,
doing
skull.
skull, and you're like, what the fuck is going on with you? And she's like, babe, listen, I don't know. Something has awoken in me, and I just feel like being a little bit more of a country girl. And she starts to get a little bit more lippy. Hey, Dennis, what's going on?
Like razzing me?
Yeah. Denny, I heard your jokes today, Denny. They were like a bitch.
What would I do?
Yeah. But she still loves you. She's still Jen, but she's really changing. She's becoming a hick.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with her transposing into hickdom, but I don't know.
She's dipping? You don't say anything?
Dipping's rough because I got out of tobacco, so I would be a very odd. I mean, but then you would say there's red flags because there's a character change.
Right.
You know? It's a big character change too. Now, if she started getting into, she wants a monster truck and she starts getting into it, and then she starts dressing like she turns into a full monster truck. She wants a monster truck.
She's like, okay, on Sunday you guys don't go to brunch. She's like, oh babe, we're gonna go mudding. We're going out to Okeechobee and we're gonna fuck it up.
Mudding and fishing.
Gosh.
Does that happen in marriage where somebody
people change,
does
dude.
I'm talking a complete character change to where you go from your regular self and then you're mudding and
I think it does. It's called a midlife crisis, and I think it happens. I think I saw my dad go through it and he was married to my mom. I think he just realized one day, I don't want to be here.
What were the signs, in your opinion, of your dad going through it?
So he bought a red Fiat sports car, two-seater, so that none of the children could ride with him, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
Now that I'm a parent, I get it, Dad.
He was so trying to get the.
I would so love a two-seater. He started like taking acting classes and going and doing like community theater and being like with a whole new group of people. I think he was just trying to like figure out like what he wanted to do for the second half of his life because he was not happy with the first.
Do you feel like he married your mom and then after they were married together he realized he didn't love her like he thought he did?
When he hooked up with my mom, they were super young. I think they were like 18.
That's young.
She was like from Texas, and she was innocent and hot and Mexican and young and everything that my dad had never experienced. So he was from the Northeast. He was raised Irish, Catholic, English, like that whole side, like completely opposite of Mexican and curvy and spicy and all the things that my mom was that I guess he was initially attracted to. But I don't know if they really like had like a lot of deep conversations and had like a lot in common. I don't think they had much in common. And I think that they just kind of existed through 19 years of marriage. He probably checked out pretty early. Now that I'm a grown up and I can look back and see, what he's like and what she's like they just don't have a lot in common.
I think that's what happens to a lot of people. Now, I think there are people who meet at a young age, they fall in love, and they go the distance, baby. But just think back in your personal life when you were 18 and who you were dating. And now imagine you now and being with that person.
Yeah.
Think about who you're with at 18. And could you be with them now?
I mean, I made a lot of bad choices when I was young in high school, dated losers. But when I first started college, I had a really good boyfriend that was totally marriage material, but I just was too young.
You fucked it up, didn't you?
I didn't appreciate what I had.
You fucked it up.
I totally fucked it up on purpose.
What did you do? Well, how did you break his heart?
I think I can't remember. I think it just kind of fizzled, and I ended up leaving LSU, and he stayed at LSU, and then so that was the end.
Yeah, geez.
But he was great. I mean, he was awesome. Totally marriage material. I still check on him on Facebook, and he's so happy with the sweetest looking normal wife, not crazy looking at all.
Oh, you would have broke him. You would have broke him.
I don't think it was my destiny.
I had a similar thing too. Like I'd say like in the first 5 or 6 people you start dating. One of the girls, she was like so wholesome. In fact, that's why we broke up, was because I was kind of not at all wholesome. I was very counter to what she was used to.
You were a wild stallion.
So I think the initial attraction was, the opposites attracting. But then, we just didn't have anything in common. Everything I did was wrong or over the top, or it was rough. And back then, I just don't think I was ready to settle down or anything.
Yeah, when I first got this job 15 years ago, I had a girlfriend going into it, and she was, looking back now, so sweet, so nice, a great person. I just was not ready to have.
It happens. You can have the right person at the wrong time.
Absolutely.
And I checked up on her, and I even emailed her and apologized. I said, "Look, I know that I was not awesome when I first got on the show, and I hope you're doing great. And she's got 2 kids, and she's married, very happy. But I think you think back on things like that where you fuck it up.
You have regrets.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, I think you
have a little
should, though.
regret.
How many people have you sent emails to where you say, I fucked it up?
Just in life?
Yeah.
How many have you sent?
I don't think I've sent any.
I think I've probably sent 1 or 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've sent emails.
I should send them.
Yeah, I'm saying I think
But
there's.
I haven't.
I sent one to a client.
But,
one
I mean, is
time
there a
at
point-
at our old station? I did not have a good showing. I had a full-on meltdown at
I mean, like relationships.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, don't tell us about all your business dealings that went sour.
Oh no, that was one of the. That actually is an interesting story, only because the place I was doing an event with, they tried to change the rules of a karaoke contest, and the kid that won it, they're saying the kid couldn't win it. I'm like, well, the kid came from Vero Beach, and the kid was awesome. They should have won it, and I already told the kid that they won. The family was so excited, and then they're trying to tell me that the kid couldn't win.
What?
Yeah, and I ended up getting into a fight, and then it was
uncomfortable.
kind of public.
Well, then you were fighting for good.
I could have handled it differently. I could have handled it.
That's part of the learning.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Think about when me and you fight. It just I got a little spirited. I got a little spirited.
But I think there's a point, too. I think it's just part of the process. You're allowed to make mistakes. As long as they're not detrimental to somebody's life, you're not screwing them over or malicious,
Sure.
not doing it from a thing of anger or hate. I just think part of growing up, you're going to hurt people's feelings. Unfortunately, it sucks. I've had my feelings hurt. I hold no animosity to anyone who's ever done it. It's just part of life. You just have to learn how to take the punches.
You're right.
And unfortunately, you're going to give a couple punches without even wanting to.
That's the worst when you have to give punches.
Oh, it's the worst.
Would you rather get broken up with or break up with somebody or be broken up with? I'd rather be broken up with.
I'd rather do the breaking up.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, because
Cold. Oh.
thinking back on all the ones that I ended, I was able to move on and be okay. Ones where they ended it, I was just like devastated and like crying and like eating Haagen-Dazs by the case.
The worst.
Like,
The worst is when you get an ego reality check. That sucks.
it sucks. It's happened and it sucks.
You're like, why don't they want me?
Right. And then you're like questioning everything.
Oh, yeah.
It messes with your confidence for months, if not years. No, thanks, but no thanks.
Awkward dates with somebody you're attracted to that don't go well, they do suck. They're rough.
There's nothing worse than having feelings for somebody that doesn't reciprocate them.
Even if it's like a crushy kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I went on one date, and I know this is about 2 years ago, and it was about 4 months after my last relationship. I was getting back in the game, but I should not have been in the game. And the girl that I went out with, I thought she was very attractive, but the whole time, it's when I was dyeing my beard, and I didn't even realize it, but the entire date, I swear I had to have been doing this. I was scratching my beard like I was on fucking meth. And I didn't realize I was doing that until like the last 10 minutes of the date. I go, wait a minute, I think I've been doing this the whole date. So I go into the bathroom, and my face is just so red and pink from me scratching it.
Oh, no.
Didn't even realize. Yeah, and she kind of ended the date early. I thought, I kind of felt like I took myself out of the game.
Meth head.
Yeah, it did look like, because I think the air was broken the place we were at. So I'm like a little sweaty. I'm scratching.
Oh, bad dates are embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
That's why it's such a good topic for everything. That's why
Yeah.
everybody has an opinion on it. I don't think anyone's gone through the gambit without a bad date.
Everyone's had a bad day.
And just know, if you haven't had one yet, it's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, it's a coming.
All right. Well, we're at 38 minutes.
Let's end this, baby. We have a lot to do today.
I agree. We got some stuff off air to try to pull off for tomorrow's show. So cross your fingers.
Yeah, and keep emailing us about ideas you want to see us execute and do, or if you want to just tell us to go fuck ourselves, that's as good as well.
Which
Yeah.
you do, and we appreciate.
Yeah. Any of the above. Check in tomorrow. We'll be back. It's just the VJD show all week, Thursday and Friday. Kevin back on Monday.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.